Come into the room, family. Come into the room. I am the H-Town vet, and I'd like to welcome you to our channel, a place where we will discuss a variety of benefits available to veterans, active duty members, and their dependents. Family, let me know how my sound is. How good is the music? Is it too high, too low? Let me know if you can hear my voice clearly, loud enough. Let us know before we get started. So, family, we're glad that you're here. We thank you for showing up. And we had our brother Coasty come in and say, "Good evening, H-Town and the family." Good evening, Coasty. And MG Smith says, "Hi to Coasty." MG Smith says, "H-Town, good evening, and all the family." Now, Coasty said, "Hi, MG Smith." Y'all get the benefit when you come in early of me reading all your comments. Now, Jay Oliver says, "Good evening, H-Town Coast to MG Smith and the veteran family." MG Smith says, "Hi, Jay." Coasty say, "Hi, Jay." Benny says, "Hello, H-Town vet." Hello, Benny. And the chat family. Uh, then we have MG Smith says, "H-Town sounding good here." Thank you, because it may show it out on us, so let us know, okay? Uh, Coasty says, "Hi, Benny." And Benny says, "Hello, Coasty." Say, "Your vocals are good. Music is low." That's how I want it to be. Now, do you think I need to turn that music up a little bit? Put a thumbs up if you think I intentionally made it low, but I might turn it up a little bit because, I got it down lower than usual. Let me see. I might turn that music up a little bit. Tell me if that's a little more reasonable. Now, family, let's get started. We're about 3 minutes, 3.5 minutes in. Let's get to it. If you haven't done so already, please smash that like button. Y'all coming in real strong. We got about 9 in the room, and we got 8 likes, 9 likes so far. So keep it up, because we're you're making the difference. I'm telling you, the chat is the reason we are distinct as a channel. You hear me? Because we're doing what nobody else is doing. All right. Benny and everybody speaking. I've already did that part. Smash that like button if you haven't done so. So thank you. Here we want you to be on code, family. Meaning you know what it is when you're in the military. We want to make sure that you're on code. I'm telling you, because a lot of the trolls pop in late. So because they don't want to hear no rules. I learned that from Mr. Expert. All right. Now, so we want you to make sure what does it mean to be on code? I want you to know what I'm thinking. You say, well, then the people that's opposition gonna know. Well, by me exposing their moves, because they don't think I'm smarter than them. I'm always smarter than anybody that's trying to undermine people. And I know y'all saying, H-Town, it ain't been no controversy. So what are you talking about? Politics. You got to watch people make soft moves. Now, family, we got to be on code, because what they're doing, they're blending in. Okay, they got certain moves that they make. Okay, understand this channel is uh, built on my relationship with the chat room. Okay, mainly not that I can't do it another way, but this is what I prefer, because I want us to grow together. I want you to make sure you straight. Oh, Sister Betty Bop's in the room. She says, H-Town, good evening. Hope you had a beautiful weekend. I did. So, H-Town, we're serious and professional here. Yes, indeed. But there's some trolls up in here. There's some trolls. They do little slick stuff. They do stuff that you don't notice all the time. Okay, so that's why I'm doing it. So when you see me get them about the paint, you won't be surprised. Because if I mention it, that means they've continuously doing stuff. All right, so that's why I want you to know. Now listen, remember when Mr. Expert, when I got rid of him, nobody saw that coming. Only about one or two picked up on some things, but they thought I was so cool with him, they didn't want to rock the boat, right? So listen. So the opposition either wants to destroy my relationship with the chat or take control of the chat. So how would they do that? Okay, they have two strategies, both meant to make me lose my cool. All right. One, they make dramatic statements for sympathy or controversial statements. To start controversy. Number two, this is what they really want to do: accuse H-Town of victimizing them. Now, here's the problem. I understand my opposition. Y'all think everybody's going to be, well, y'all may not think it, but everybody's not going to be openly vocal. They're going to be real cool. That's why we got to be on top of it. Remember this here. Their weakness or their kryptonite is being ignored or me giving them a verbal tongue lashing. Okay? They prefer the verbal tongue lashing because it takes time off the channel. Today I spent, you know how long I spent? I spent about 10, 11 hours working on this live stream tonight. Been up since about 7:30. Didn't stop working on it till about 5. So it may be longer than that. So I want you to understand that this is nothing I'm playing with. So I am sensitive, as you say, the sensitive preacher, sensitive to the danger and the undermining. I understand. That's why I don't respond on the first time. I work in threes. And some people I gave 5 or 6 chances because when it happens, it just happens. Ain't gonna be no talking. They just gonna be out the paint. Now, because the channel is growing, we have 11 likes and 12 watching. Yeah, that's why I say be on code. So you know, because what they want is direct confrontation. Now, you remember I didn't do that with the expert troll. I just put his comments up. And one of the snitches that was in here at the time, ran and told him. He run up in there like he had some kind of cliche, because what was he trying to do? Build an audience in my audience. Take control of my audience, either to destroy my channel or to co-opt my chat room, because what they want is attention. They've never been able to get it in their personal life. If that's the case, you need to sit back and peep game. You can learn. You understand? You can learn. You say, H-Town, why are you going this way? Because I've been waiting on this. Because it's gonna happen as you grow. These things are gonna happen. So I'm putting things in place. So you know what you're gonna say to me? H-Town, you were right. I didn't think that person would do this. Well, they've been doing it on the code. Sometimes really not on the code. Now listen, Dallas says, hello everyone. Jay Oliver says hi. And let me see. Betty Bob say 14 likes and 11 watches. And remember, he say, MG Smith, H-Town, we understand your dedication and we stay on topic. That's why family we got in this and on this channel. And I'm about to pull it up. Y'all know how it works. This you know, I don't go off on y'all. Don't worry. Y'all chat a little bit. That's cool. I know who I'm dealing with. I know who's in my audience. Now let's get on topic. And the topic for today is what VA disabilities provide a 100% rating based on symptoms. Eventually, we're going to go over all of them, But tonight, we're going to go over the most popular ones. There are a lot of them. So this is not an exhaustive list, but we're going to go over that, okay? So those of you that prefer to read the statement for tonight, this is why we don't clickbait. And we're going to more say, that's the wrong one, I think. Okay, I think I copied the wrong one. Oh, here it is. Okay, what VA disabilities provide a 100% rating based on symptoms? Now, we're not talking about, that's what we're talking about. Jay reporting for duty. Oh, boy, y'all some. Here we go, family. Let's get into it. We're going to answer the question as we do on every live stream. And if we don't, you're going to let us know. Okay, so tonight we're focusing clear on the percentage and the dollar amount. We're not going to really talk about the benefits tonight, okay? Talking about VA compensation as the percentage relates to how much compensation you get. But mainly the percentages is the main focus. All right, let's do this. And as you know, it's in 10% increments. There's no monetary compensation for 0% rating. It is service connected, but it's not compensatable. All right. Let us continue. Now, remember, we're going to be talking about the rating criteria tonight, but the rating assessment, that's where the rating schedule is put into use. So they use the rating schedule. So what is the rating schedule? Well, the doctor on the CMP exam, the VA gives them a form called a DBQ, or they'll go through your medical records and look for these things, which is the severity assessment. Either they do it through a public DBQ with an outside doctor that you submit, or with a CMP exam DBQ, or they look into your medical records, whether that be in service or out of service, and they do a severity assessment. Now, what are they looking at on the rating schedule? They're looking at how frequent your symptoms are, how long do they last, or the duration of your symptoms, the impact on daily life, meaning your symptoms and your condition in particular, and finally, the impact on your ability to work or function in a work environment. So you need to understand that these are the things when it comes to with direct claims that you need to be aware of and have the evidence properly documented. If you cover these 4 areas, you can't lose, meaning eventually you're going to win even if they deny you. I didn't say it's going to be easy, but you have to have the proper documentation with the people having the proper credentials. Can't have no bootleg doctor filling it out or in another state. Now we're going to do a little quizzing up front, but it's just all in fun, no competition. But we're going to ask first. It's going to be the one we already know to give you an idea what we're going to be doing. So one of them is mental health ratings. The highest rating you can get is 100%. That's really what we're going to mainly focus on tonight. The ones that have 100% rating. Some will not have 100% rating, but we want to make it a little interesting. So there's 100% rating for PTSD and any anxiety disorder and other major depression and other mental health condition. Okay, let us continue. And here is, as we're doing, because we're familiar with this, here are the symptoms. That's why we said the claims are not easy. Now, you can't get 100% rating for mental health. Here's the mental health rating criteria. You have to have one of these symptoms, meaning total occupational and social impairment. If it's total occupational, that means you're probably not working right now. Social impairment due to such symptoms as gross I had to enlarge the screen. Such, let me read that again. Total occupational and social impairment due to such symptoms as gross impairment in thought processes or communication, persistent delusions or hallucinations. Delusions are false beliefs, and hallucinations are things you see visually or hear, okay? Now, or smell with the senses. Gross inappropriate behavior, you're walking around naked outside, or you got summer clothes on in the winter and winter clothes in the summer. Persistent danger of hurting oneself, intermediate inability to perform activities of daily living, including maintenance of minimal personal hygiene. You don't pass the smell test. Disorientation of to time or place. Memory loss for names of close relatives, own occupation, or own name. You may not even know your own name. You may not know your family members. These are the type. And remember, this criteria for 100% is for all mental health conditions. The DBQ for depression and other mental health conditions is a little different, but it's pretty much the same. Now, we're going to talk about the first one here. Let us know, family, and you're going to put in that scars, and you're going to say, if you believe that there's a 100% rating for scars, you're going to put 100% in there. If not, you're going to put scars and what percentage you think it is. So let me give you an example. So if I feel like that, nah, it ain't no 100% rating for scars, I do it like this. I put what percentage I think it is. This is an example. I put down scars, and what's the highest rating? And we're talking about the highest. We want to know the highest rating for scars on your body. Let us know. I'm saying the highest rating, this just hypothetically speaking, is 50%. What's the highest? So she would say the highest is, she would say from 0 to 10, but if 10 is the highest, let's see. Kosi say 30%. Charleston say 30% as main. Okay, as a main primary. Swamp Girl say 10%. J. Oliver say 80%. MG Smith say 10%. Now I want y'all to interact because I didn't know for some of these, I had no idea. I just learned one the other night. Y'all told me. Betty Bob say 80%. Now let's get to it. Now, and I'm gonna use the block so that way we don't get them confused. I'm gonna give it to y'all after we get to it. Now let's get to it. They offer a 80% rating, and I put that in the chat also. So you can get an 80% rating for scars, okay? So veterans who display, now this is the rating criteria or the standard or the indicator that you are, remember indicator, remember those symptoms for PTSD were indicators that you had 100% rating. If you were disoriented with space and time, I know somebody that got 100% for PTSD just disorientation of space and time. All you need is one. Now, with scarring, veterans who display tissue loss or gross disfiguration of 3 of the main characteristics or features, or the presence of an unstable scar. Razor bumps do not qualify for this rating. She said 80% surprised me. So let me tell you something. When you're filing these claims, we need to know this. That's why we're talking about it, because it's going to provoke us to study more. Because Half of them I didn't even know. I was really surprised. So, fam, and I'm pretty thorough, but we get caught in our niche. But if you're making decisions to file claims and somebody tell you, oh, we're going to get you 100% for this condition for scarring, and you say, hold on, they must not be well read because you can't get but 80. But when we don't know, we going to follow the people we feel know more, right? Well, we're going to be scrutinized, verify. That's what we're going to do tonight. And that's about 80% is about $2,044. And it's $2,044.89 a month. That's at 80%. Now let's get into the next one. Back pain. So give us what y'all think it is for back pain, family. Give us what y'all think the highest rating you can get for back pain. The highest VA disability compensation rating between 0 and 100%. What is the highest? We're going to give y'all a few minutes. Come on, let us know. Because back pain is a serious one, family. That's why we need to interact. This is going to help us all. It's helping me because I didn't know. MG Smith say 70%. Dallas say 60%. Charleston say 50%. Jay Oliver say 40%. Coastie say 60%. Family, that's what had me working these many hours because I'm committed to making sure this is important what we're doing today. I'm committed to making sure that you ask the right question. 100% paralyzed. So let's see, family, anybody else? Let us know. All right. Now we're going to go ahead on to it. Now, Ellis says, Wilson, everybody say hi to Ellis. We thank you for being here. We hope you come more often. We appreciate your presence. Everybody show love to Ellis Wilson. And if you don't mind letting us know your branch of service and the state or country you're currently living in, we really would appreciate it. We do stop to take time to let you know you're important because here, the chat is very important. You understand? Because you are, and look at them, everybody saying hi to Ellis. We want you to know you're welcome. Welcome, Ellis. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much. You didn't have to show up, but you did. And everybody's saying hi to you. Evening, Ellis Wilson. This is the type of environment we want to set up here. That's exactly what we want to do. Let me see, can I find it? I can't find it. I moved it around. Just your name. Let's see what they say here. Say good evening to Ellis. Yeah, let us know the country and state you're living in if you'd like to. If not, that's okay. Now let us continue. Let's see what we got going on. Did you know that you could get 100%? Apparently Betty Bops knew. Now, that's interesting the way she said it. And she's right. Paralyzed, meaning your back is frozen, but it has to be in a bent position. And that's really bad. You get 100% for back pain, it's going to be frozen in a position. And like we say, here's the amount, is $3,831.30. And if you got it and you in that bad of shape, most likely you qualify for special monthly compensation. Now, so unfavorable ankylosis, I can't pronounce all these words, of the entire spine. The whole spine is damaged. Did you hear me? Now listen what it says. Ellis Wilson says, Army, I moved from Houston to Shreveport trying to get rated for my back now. It was recently denied. Well, here we're going to try to do what we can to help you. Now listen what he said. H-Town, me and my chiropractor studied about that. So you hear, that's one hint right there, Ellis, a chiropractor. Y'all give some suggestions on what he could do or to get evidence for his back claim. He was denied. Why did they say they denied it? They, on your statement, they have to say, we denied your claim because, and that's what you're gonna either refute, or if they're right, you're gonna find the evidence that they tell you need, because they're gonna say you need this evidence, or you need, this is what you need to get a higher rating. Come on now, or service connection. Benny saying hello to Wilson. Say, Ellis, are you working with a VSO or someone? Are you working with anybody? See, family, when we doing this here, that's on topic because we're talking about back pain. That's on topic because it's a serious thing. So that's why I want y'all to be clear, and I want to be understanding that we handling this business. Now, yes, who you work with. So like we said, it is 100% you got to have. Now let's, for that, okay? Let us continue. Now, for migraine headaches, what is the percentage for migraines? Let us know. What is the percentage for migraines? What's the highest percentage you can get for migraine? What is the highest percentage you can get for migraines? Sorry, I stepped away from the. Let's see. Let us know what is the highest percentage. Put it in the chat, family. Migraines, 30%. I'm glad that you put it like that. Migraines, 30%. That's what Charleston say. Ooh, y'all moving fast. Charleston say migraines, 30%. Jay Oliver says 50% for migraines. Dallas says 50% for migraines. Betty Bob say 50% for migraines. And y'all see how by participating, we got Vic Mad up in here. Say 50%. This is, hey, everybody show love to Vic. Finish putting your information in though. This is why it's important to interact. Now let's see. Come on, fam. Anybody else has any more? Everybody say hi to Vic Mad. Who made you mad, Vic? Can we do anything to work it out? Huh? Do I need to call my boys? Come on, Vic. They saying hi to Vic. Family, this is why it's so important. And they saying hi, Vic. Everybody showing love. This is what we're going to be doing. And I want it to be, and that's why I say for those of you that feel you might feel a little hurt because you know you can't cut up in here, just come on, be a part of the team. We can't let nobody buffalo or take over. Where I'm from, you can't run up in nobody's house and act nice, and then you're gonna try to do it your way, or you feel like you got enough, you got comfortable enough. Because that's one thing that I do. I make people feel comfortable. And that's a good thing, but it also can be a bad thing. Now listen, so 50% Coasty say, and then Vic Mads, tell me if I'm pronouncing it right, says, hello. Now listen what it says. Now listen what he's saying about the back, the one we just went over. And you know, you can get up to 100% for back issues. Now, they said, this is from Ellis Wilson, they said that it wasn't military related. I have a nexus letter from my chiropractor. Did your chiropractor look over all of your in-service medical records, relevant records, and look over your hospital records from the VA and comment on them? They can't just write a nexus, and I'm not saying they did, without reviewing the proper evidence. Watch our last video. We go into detail about that. The CMP examiner lied, said that I stated that I hurt myself discounted from a truck, which is a lie. Let me ask you a question. Did you mention being on a truck? I want you to be honest now. You must have brought up something about a truck for him to make up the lie, or did he just make up everything? Let us know. You mentioned being on a truck at all. Now I ain't saying you fell from a dismount from a truck, but tell me, did you ever mention a truck? Because they'll take one thing and spin it into something else. Huh? They done it to me before. Let us know. All right. So the highest rating you can get for migraines, and we have a video where we go over all the ratings. Go watch that video. Now, migraine criteria, rating criteria, standard for the highest one is 50%. Now, this is the max rating and is awarded to veterans whose migraine attacks are very frequent, completely prostrating, meaning they're kind of laying down somewhere, prolonged, and because of severe and cause severe economic inadaptability. All right. You can't really work like that because of the migraines. You can't adapt because you don't know when they're going to come. Because you might be able to fight that, Ellis. Now the next one is tinnitus, fam. So we did go over the. Let me do that. We did say the highest for the last one. Let me go back a little bit. The highest one for migraines. Oh boy, was 50%. Yes, indeed. Now let's see. Benny speaks to Vic MC, and then Betty Bob says, H-Town 100%. I saw things I never said out of my mouth because they'll just make stuff up. They said that I said that my problems started in my childhood. This is what they told me. Did you hear me? They told me, and I saw that where they said that in the records in 1999, and I never mentioned no such thing. But they do kind of. That's why you gotta look over your CMP exam. Now, let's see. Now, Farm Girl Rebel say, I suck at this game. Most people getting it wrong. Good thing we aren't getting prizes. I'll fail. I would have failed it too. And when y'all put the X symbol, I let y'all talk directly to them without me saying nothing. But you can go to a person to help you, Ellis, and and tell them no, that wasn't said, that wasn't true. You can't refute that. Write your rebuttal. All right. Watch my video on how I was almost incarcerated, but the VA almost caused me to be incarcerated. All right. Now listen what he said. Let's see. He said he put the ed symbol. Okay. Now let us continue. We're going on to the next one. What is the highest rating you can get for tinnitus? The ringing in the ears. What is the highest rating you can get for tinnitus? Put it in there. Tinnitus, whatever percent you think it is. Just put it in there, family. Because we having fun. That's what making more people interact. MG Smith says the highest you can get for tinnitus is 10%. Coasty says it's 10%. Vic Mad say 10%. Farm Girl Rebel says 10%. I know this one easy. Betty say 10%. Dallas say 10%. Charleston says 10%. Me. I hear you. So you know from experience. Now I didn't know for sure. I thought it was 10%, but I didn't know for sure. So I didn't know. So I ain't say it otherwise. Now look, and you can comment relating to whatever we're talking about. Farm Girl Rebel said I had a bad had a bad bout of tinnitus this afternoon. getting worse during humid days for me. Let me ask you a question for those of you that suffer from tinnitus. I have in the past. I don't know why it's not ringing no more as much, but I've had it in the past real bad, and it's not as bad now. What do you do to treat it? How do you cope with your tinnitus? Trying to sleep, trying to focus in everyday life. So, what's the highest percentage? Gary Walker says 10%. And everybody said hi to Gary. And that may be for me. Yeah, that's why I want to know what our brother said, because what happens is they'll take one thing you say and flip it. For example, if you say, they ask you, are you feeling well? Well, uh, once in a blue moon, or I feel good only one time out of 12,000, they'll just say he he or she say they feel good. They won't bring up when you don't feel good. You got to be very careful. And even with that, they've been known to lie. But you're going to write your rebuttal letter saying none of that happened and request another CMP exam. You hear me? Now, Farm Girl Rebel says, at night I have a fan going always, and usually listen to some podcasts with a low male voice. I know that ain't me. Now listen, because I ain't got no low voice, do it. Now Benny says hello to Gary, and everybody speaking to Gary. What MG Smith does, hearing aids and sound machines, and they're speaking to our brother. So let's see what the percentage is. The highest percentage you get for tinnitus, and y'all were correct, is 10%. Is 10%. Now, yes, indeed. Now, so it says a condition where a person perceives ringing, buzzing, hissing, or other noises in the ear, even when there is no external sound source. Rated by VA at 10% rating, regardless of whether one or both ears are affected. Now, here's the thing. Which one do you have? Do you have the ringing, the hissing, the buzzing, or some other type of noise you hear? Let us know. This is what you should be subscribing. So it's 10%. Yes. Now, Coasty say, H-Town, could you say I have good days, most are bad? No, because they're going to cut it off right at, you know what they're going to cut it off at? You want me to tell you what they're going to cut it off at? I've seen it happen several times. When you tell a CMP examiner, especially one that's not working to just treat or give you a proper exam, all they're going to say is, I have good days. They're not going to put, but mostly bad. They're going to drop off the mostly bad in many cases. Excellent statement, Coasty. Excellent example. You see what Coasty said? H-Town, could I say, quote, I have good days, but mostly bad? Yeah, you can say that, but they're going to write down, I have good days, and not going to put in mostly bad. So when you're trying to explain to the VA, yeah, I did say I have good days, but mostly bad, they ain't going to believe you. Don't say nothing about no good days. You're there like a mechanic. Do you tell a mechanic what's right about your vehicle, or do you tell a mechanic what's wrong with your vehicle? When you go to the doctor, do you tell a doctor what's working good, or do you go there to fix the problem that you got? That's what you're going there for. Am I making sense, fam? Now, Betty Bob says, Coasty, you better not even say that. That's what I'm saying. People be asking me, do you tell them you don't take the medicine if you don't want your compensation? If you don't want it, why even go to the CMP exam? Because you tell them you're not taking the treatment, they gonna say your condition is not bad because of the condition. It's because you won't take your medication. These are called self-inflicted wounds that I've done a few times on my own. Because I told y'all in my first CMP exam, I told them I don't even have no problem. Now, Benny says, can tinnitus develop out of nowhere? I don't know. Now, but if it's nowhere, you're not going to be getting. You're not going to. It has to be service connected. It has to be something you tie to your service. It probably could, but it better be somewhere in the military if you want to get compensated for it. MG Smith says, that's funny what I said. Actually, I'm sorry, man. I thought that was funny. I'm talking crazy myself. Yeah, MG Smith says, ringing, it is between 8,000 and 10,000 hertz constant. Okay. But I don't think they have a test to find it out. Now listen, look at what it says here. If you get a 10% rating, it's $175.51 for 10%. Now listen what it says. Tinnitus, a condition where a person, oh, I already read that part. I read the whole thing. I'm sorry. Let me read y'all information. Now, Jay Oliver say, I have the choir, all of them. Wow, is that loud? You hear a choir? Is that loud? Now, that's serious. Farm Girl says, Benny, people who go to loud concerts and play real loud music can develop it. Okay. Now Benny said, okay. Thanks, Farm Girl. Now, okay, Farm Girl talking to Charleston. And Farm Girl say, working around loud machines too. In my case, it was fighter jets. What loud noises were y'all around in the military? What loud noises were you around? I was in a tank and we had a lot of explosions. But I'm gonna tell you what was loud in our tanks. During Desert Storm, having to guard artillery vehicles. They are much louder than us. I was inside the tank. We wasn't shooting. We were just protecting them in case the enemy came close. That thing had the whole tank shaking the whole night. I ain't never felt such strong vibrations in my whole life. I thought they were just dropping the bombs right in front of us. But apparently they were shooting a mile or so away. Is that not crazy? Now, MG Smith said H-Town is no cure for tinnitus. Your brain is compensating, causing it to damage where it interrupts sound. Okay. Wow. Interesting. Now, Charleston says, Farm Girl Rebel, yes. Mine was after stern watching. And that's the stern on the ship because I'm assuming because he's a Navy man. On carrier hydraulic pump. On my left side, my duty watch station was in my DD214. Excellent. It was easy to get 10% because he connected it to his MOS, his what? Military occupational specialty. Family, do you see how this working here? You see how we getting this thing done? We can talk about everything what we need to here. Because we want to stay on topic with it. Now, Farm Girl say same Charleston. It's hard to deny with certain MOSs. Now listen. Benny says it was helicopters and tanks. For me, it was tanks and artillery vehicles. But I only was exposed to the artillery part during Desert Storm, and it was just one night, and that was crazy. Now, is it enough for one night next to artillery to develop tinnitus? Is it possible? I don't know. Y'all let me know. Now, Ella say, I started by letting her know that I hurt myself while completing an airborne jump where I had my mistake was she asked, did I hurt myself? And artillery documented. Did you hurt yourself? That's a really tricky question, right? That she asked you. MG Smith, but you're going to get a chance to handle that. You appeal that. Now, MG Smith, give us more information and help us out. We'll help you out as best we can. MG Smith, yes, I worked on the flight line at F4 Phantom. Ooh. Now, let's get back to it, family. Are we doing it tonight? Are we doing it? We've only been in 52 minutes. I ain't mean to do that. So, family, let's see what else we got here. Oh, let me finish up these statements because see, it's good we're talking about the things that's topic. Let me keep that up. I might have to read both of them because this is bringing people to chat more, and we want that. We don't want them to think because H-Town do a little barking that you're not welcome here. No, you're welcome here, and I'm protective over you, and I want this to be different from other chat rooms on veteran channels where people are allowed to act like a buffoon. Not here. We want you to feel safe communicating here. Now, Farm Girls say, I understand that the VA is taking away new claims for tinnitus and wrote rating at 10%, won't rate at 10% anymore. Anyone else heard this? Well, we've heard a lot of things. I want to see when they actually do it. I don't trust their statements. I want to see it in writing. They don't follow things in writing, let alone what they say. They said that I wasn't service connected, that my condition wasn't service connected. It happened in my childhood, and I never mentioned nothing about my childhood. But now I'm 100% permanent total. So who's the person that said that it wasn't service connected? Where that doctor at? I don't even remember his name. He slipped it in my notes months later. That's why I look over your notes, and I just happened to look back in 2010. I look back to 1999 and saw what he had put in there. Ain't that amazing? Now listen to what Jay Oliver says. B12, F16, M16, grenade launcher, A10. Wow, I know about the A10. Them tank busters there. We had to be real careful. KC-135, the worst aircraft, bombs, choppers, rockets of my. Wow, oh my. Yeah, man, let me tell you something. The A-10s, they had to put, when we in Desert Storm, we had to put, you know how when they doing road work and they have those yellow vests on, we had a big yellow and white thing we had to put on the top part of our tank so that they wouldn't shoot us. Because they said the A-10 guy the A-10 pilot came and say he can't, when we're in the middle of battle, he can't tell us from the enemy because we use smoke grenades and they don't have but a short time to respond or they might get shot out there. You feel me? And so we put, we had supposedly had air superiority. So we put these big yellow and white like emergency things on top of the tank. It's like a flag or something, right? But you know what I'm talking about, the vest that people wear to not get hit by cars and stuff. Phoenix Light says there is an MOS list of branches listed. What job, occupation, series, concede noise hazards. Ooh, let me ask you this here, bro, Phoenix Lights. Please, our email, get that to me. I would love to have that. Oh, that's something we can go over. If you know where you got it from, htownvet at gmail. htownvet northside at gmail.com. We're going to go over the email in a minute. So let me see what I got here. Here's our email. If you or anybody else still got access to that email, please send it to us. We would really appreciate it. Now, let us continue, family. Are we going smooth here? Now, listen what Ellis say. I told heard that it was raining, and I discounted, I dismounted, I guess you mean dismounted the vehicle, but felt pain while lifting the howitzer, which was documented at sick call. Well, you got evidence that refutes what they said. That's good. You're going to reintroduce that evidence and said that she did not consider the whole medical record. Did you hear what I said? Said that that statement, you did not say that. And because what happened in sick call is the same thing you said. There, come on now. She should have saw that in your record. MG Smith said, yes, there is a MOS list or a AFSC list, Air Force Code list too. Well, tell me from each branch. We love to know. Family, y'all are doing an excellent job tonight. Betty Bob say 20 likes and 20 for watching. Family, you are incredible. For those that are new to the channel, I am the H-Town Vet. I'd like to welcome you to this live stream, a place where we will discuss a variety of benefits available to veterans, active duty members, and their dependents, and civilians. You are welcome too. MG Smith says KC 135 use the demineralized demineralized water for trust sound, trust very sound. Okay. Okay. Now J. Oliver say MG Smith, those KC 135s were the vein of our existence. Tell me what a KC 135 is. Now, Farm Girl, you see how we helping each other out here? Farm Girl Rebel says, I would fly that all the way. Okay, I would fly that all the way, even if you got injured dismounting the truck. And it was, he said, I can't see it. So I guess he said, I meant to say, I would fight Ellis. I would fight that all the way, even if not injured dismounting the truck. And it was, now, even if you got injured, let me put it all up on screen. I can't see it, fam. I ain't gonna be honest. I gotta be honest with you. Okay, this is what Farm Girl Rebel says to Ellis. I would fight that all the way, even if you got injured dismounting the truck and it was doing service, it's still an injury. If it happened off base, it's still military related, and you can get service connected disability for it. If you was at a gas station off base, come on now, it happened during military service. It's not restricted to a certain location. Now, a KC-135 is a air refueling aircraft and an airborne command post. Okay, so is that the thing that they would fuel up the president plane and the shuttles and stuff back in the day? Now, MG Smith says KC 135 tanker in flight fuel, Seymour Johnson Air Force Base, North Carolina. Okay. Now listen what it says, H-Town. How would Ellis fight that with a supplemental claim? So he would fight one, he would document what he said and then document on that supportive claim form, supplemental claim. Well, I don't know about just what form to file right now, but you need to file a rebuttal. You need to take a copy of the CMP exam, get a copy of it if you don't have it, and go over and see anything that doctor wrote that was incorrect or whoever saw you, and then refute every point and have bullet points the same way I did my supplemental on when they were trying to do an apportionment. You show where they're not following the law and that didn't happen in there, and that you are requesting another CMP exam. Come on now. Don't say anything that contradicts the documentation that you have in hand. Great question, Hosted. And we'll talk more about it as we go on. Fam, we're going to make this happen. Now let's go to the next one. Traumatic brain injury, known by the abbreviations TBI. What is the highest rating you can get for TBI? So you, in your opinion, you can guess on this. That's okay. All you got to put is TBI and the percentage. All right. Now, J. Oliver say, if Ellis could get a buddy letter, it would be great. Do you have anybody that you're still in contact with, Ellis, that you served in the military with? Now, that was there with you during the time of this, may have witnessed it or saw you shortly after. Now, what is the highest rating you can get for TBI? Brother Charlton say 100% you can get, the highest rating you can get is 100% for TBI. Java say 100% for TBI. Betty Bob say, Ellis, did you get your service treatment records? Come on now. He got something because I believe he had some of the records for the when he went to sick call. Betty Bob say 100%. MG Smith says 100%. The highest rating you can get for TBI. Farm Girl Rubber say 100% is the highest rating you get for TBI. Anybody in here got a rating for TBI, traumatic brain injury? Let us know. Watch our video on TBI. Coaches say 100% for TBI. Anybody else want to put in there what they believe the highest rating for TBI is? We appreciate you. We're interactive. That's why we take time. We want to make sure you understand what we're talking about. Well, let's get on to it. The highest rating you can get for TBI is a 100% rating. There are other ratings, but we break them down on our other video. I believe we talk about them there. We're going to eventually, as time goes on, we're going to go through almost every that we can do this that will make sense doing it on live streams. Every disability that the VA has, we're going to have them in our video library. Now, traumatic brain injury, the criteria for the highest one is 100%. Total impairment requiring ongoing support and supervision, and you get the full pay. Now, I don't put all the symptoms on this one, but we go into that on our video on traumatic brain injury. Go check it out. Now, our brother Ellis says, I have several people. I'm about to request the CMP exam that was completed. Thank you for the advice. Did you hear it? Now, once you get it, go over it. Whatever you feel that's not right, you can tell us here, or you can contact me. Don't send your private information, because the problem is I tell people to send some, don't have your private information. They send it anyway. I don't want to be liable when people say I stole their social security number and stuff. So I don't really like people sending me stuff no more, because nobody listens. Most people don't listen to what you tell them to do. They'll just send it all so they can set me up later, or not intend to set me up, but say, well, I did give it to H-Town. I ain't tell you to give me anything. That's why I send an email right back. Hey, don't send me nothing private. Okay? I now tell people that sometimes. Even that Lonely Fans lady. Oh, OnlyFans. She was thirst trapping. Now, so yes, we say the highest rating you get is a 100% for traumatic brain injury. Sometimes they kind of have it. They don't want to give it to you for traumatic brain injury because some of the symptoms are not just physical, dealing with, because it usually deals with concussions or being knocked out unconscious. All right. But they don't like giving it to you because many of the many of the symptoms are similar to PTSD. Some of the symptoms are mental health related. Some are organic, dealing with the physical brain. He said, I will share. Thank you, respect. And here we go. Charlton said H-Town got Anxiety. Be gentle. Yeah, man. I got anxiety. What they call, what's the name? Call me the sensitive preacher, man. Y'all know I got conditions. Y'all look, y'all saw PTSD. I ain't joking. I got problems. I got two of them. I ain't gonna say which two on that list with PTSD, and you see how off the chain that is. I'm doing my best to comport myself. Y'all know if I get triggered, man, I'm crashing out. Now I ain't gonna crash out on the channel, but I do in the backyard. Oh boy. Now the next one, diabetes. It could be type 1, type 2. Now listen, what Paul is in the room. Paul, we want you to answer the question too. Said good evening. Now listen, what is the highest rating you can get for diabetes? MELLITUS. Type 2. I'm assuming it's type 1 too, but I know they offer a rating for type 2, but it might be both types of. Let us know. Everybody's saying hi to Cox and to Brother Phoenix. Thank y'all for being here. And he said, evening family from Brother Paul Cox. Now, Phoenix Light says, check your email for the branch's occupation list hazard noise. Good luck to all. Yes, we're going to be going over it on the live stream. I'm going to check it. We're going to go over it when we do another live stream. And we thank you for that. See how this is triggering. So what's the highest rating you can get, family? Come on, let us know. Y'all doing it already. Thank you. All right, now, so Farm Girl says 100% for diabetes. Jay said 100% for diabetes. How do you get diabetes in service? I forget. It's service connected. It's dealing with some of your exposure. Lord, I knew, but I forgot, brother. I ain't gonna lie to you. It can be related to medications you took, things you were exposed to. I forgot. Coasty said 100%. Betty Bob said 100%. Paul Cox say, I think diabetes is rated at 100% depending on severity level. Meaning, we saying what the highest rating you can get. Benny said hello to Paul. Well, the PACT Act, you can get it through the PACT Act too, but it don't have to necessarily be through the PACT Act. Now, let's see what the highest rating you can get. Fam, thank y'all for being interactive. The highest rating you can get for diabetes is 100%. All right, now listen, but this is heavy. You got to have a serious case of diabetes. Requires insulin injections more than once a day, a restricted diet, and regulation of activities with complications such as ongoing weight loss, loss of strength, or complications that could warrant separate evaluation. Wow. Family, is serious. You could actually lose weight. And listen, let's say a restrictive diet. If you don't follow that diet, they gonna say your problem ain't just the military service. It's you don't need an increase. They might leave you with your service connection, but they say, no, you don't need no increase. It's because you're not following the proper diet. So if you go in there and say, do you follow a proper diet? No, not all the time. All they gonna write down is the no part, not all the time. You say no, not all the time. They just gonna write no. So watch it now. You're learning here. Now, Farm Girl Rebel say, I think diabetes can be presumptive for some things like Agent Orange or burn pits. Yes. Now, but it don't have to necessarily be through the PACT Act or a presumptive condition. Coasty say, I think it's related to exposure. Knew a vet who got diabetes from Agent Orange. Yes, there are some chemicals. I couldn't think of it at the time. Betty Bob said we have 23 likes and 21 watching. Thank y'all. Now, Farm Girl Rebel says, or it if you just develop diabetes in service. If the onset is doing your military service, that's why you need to make sure when you're in the military, for you youngins, that young people in there, that you make sure whatever you get a full diagnostic list of the things you're diagnosed with. I'd have a doctor do a full uh evaluation of me to see while I'm in there before you do your military board. I do it within a year or two of being in there. Come on now. Family, are we going over this thing or are we going over this thing? Now, now we're going to talk about it. Erectile dysfunction, or ED. All right. One of the things is that now, what is the highest rating you can get for erectile dysfunction? It's really usually just, I ain't going to say nothing. And is there other ways to get more money for that? Let's talk about it. This is going to be a little confusing here. Our brothers say MG Smith say 10%. Benny says 0%. Josie say you can't get higher rating for each child dysfunction. You can only get SMC. 0%. No idea. Paul say 10%. Jay say SMCK. Vic Mad say 0%. Charleston say 10%. Come on, fam. Betty Bops says 50% ED and 100% mental health. She threw the mental health in there. Now, that's out of control. Betty Bops, SMC says Coasty. Now, he said he missed the dysfunction. Okay. I mean, erectile dysfunction. Okay. Now, listen what our sisters say. With ED, let me get, I can't see a full statement. Dovetail into mental disorders, especially if you're taking medication for your mental disorders. Yes. So it can be secondary to you taking medicine for PTSD, depression. That medicine can affect your sex drive. And it's not just men, it's called loss of use of creative organ. I mean, what got the cause of serious anxiety or depression? Yes. So yeah, it can be a secondary condition to those. Now, he said hi to Josie. And then MG Smith say loss of an organ. That can do it too. You know, it could be part of you lose a part of your sexual organs. You could lose, your sexual organs. And we're not just talking about the main, we're talking about, I knew one guy who injured one of his testicles and had to be removed. It don't have to be everything, okay? Some lose certain other organs internally, especially for females, and that can affect. Joseph Coasty says, hi, Joseph. Everybody speaking to Joseph. Say, we all adults here. It's a part of life. Well, yeah, so he lost, like I say, one of his testicles. Even though he was able to function and have children, it had an effect on him. Psychologically, depression and dreaming. And, that still have an effect that has to be compensated for. And with women, they could be in explosions and damage the uterus. They could damage parts of the body. Loss of breast, that plays a pivotal part. What if a woman wants to breastfeed? Come on now. Now, everybody say hi to Josie. And Joe say good evening, everyone. Now, say hi to Josie. H-Town, that happened to me, I loss of a testicle. Do y'all understand? I helped the veteran with that. He was actually, I believe he was in a YE2, and he was in a truck accident, and that happened to him. Or he was in a vehicle. I don't know if I'm conflating two different people because sometimes it was so long ago when I helped them. Yes, family, y'all don't know this is serious stuff. Well, y'all know, other people don't know. That's why we can't play. This is serious business. So this is how it works. I'm glad y'all brought it up. So what I'm believing, and I may be wrong, the highest you can get is 0%. Typically, their sound is 0%. I'm not saying you can't get higher. I just didn't have more information. So loss of use of creative organ. This is for male and females. The VA typically assigns a 0% disability rating for ED when a veteran's condition is deemed service connection. So 0%, you don't get no compensation. That's typically, I'm not saying they won't give you a high rating. Here's the thing, you do get paid because you're qualified for SMCK, like several of you have said. Do you see why I worked on this for the last 10 hours? Because I want to make sure we were straight, family. This is why we getting the interaction, because this giving me the confidence as the channel grow. I want to make sure I'm putting out quality information. Now, sorry for that unsolicited comment. Now, SMCK, Special Monthly Compensation, that's what it stands for, is is specifically for veterans who have experienced the loss of use of creative organ, which includes erectile dysfunction. And for female, they may lose their desire. They term it a little different. Do you see how everybody's coming in their family? This is why we need to do it this way. Everybody show some love. Now look, so I think that is horribly underrated. What if people want to have children? What about you see the picture there? People, the arguments it cause, the conflict it causes in relationships, and a 0%, please. JMD Mills say hello, family. Everybody show love to JMD. Yes, indeed. We glad that you here. Everybody showing love to you. Now, and you get with SMCK because of qualifying for service connection at a 0%, you're not going to get paid for the erectile dysfunction or loss of use of creative organ. You will get the SMCK special monthly compensation for $136.06 at the time of this video. And if you have to take, like Cialis, they had one, remember, like Viagra and different ones. They had one for women back in the day. They called Niagara, but they sued. And apparently it must have been working. But Viagra sued the ones that were offering the counter for women called Niagara. I mean, why hate if it's helping somebody? Dealing with desire. MD Smith, okay, say thanks, y'all. Oh, no problem at all. Charleston say in this case, divorce would be a secondary claim. Yes, you so high it broke up your marriage. Because I'm gonna tell you something. Some spouses think you're cheating. They'll lose their mind. Hold on, you ain't getting it from me. You're getting it from somewhere else. No, no, just the situation I'm in. I tell a girl you can sit on my lap. It wouldn't do nothing for me. The women be ready to fight. Where you going? Yeah, you going out there to be with that other blank, blank, blank. So this caused problems. This is a serious thing for men and women. Now, here we go, another one. This is why we're covering this information, family. A hysterectomy. This is another one. And we deal with male and female issues here when it relates to veterans because women have a different anatomy than us. So they're going to have certain things that they experience, and we have a different anatomy than them. That's why we're dealing with it. Let's talk about it. Oh. What is the highest rating for hysterectomy? If they They remove part, let's say part of all your hysterectomy, or all your what that thing called? Oh, I just part of your, not just the uterus, but the, oh Lord, what's the highest thing you can get if they do a hysterectomy on? What's the highest percentage you think you can get? Betty Bob say for hysterectomies, 30%. She says 30%. What do y'all think the highest rating you can get for hysterectomy as a woman? For a woman to get it? Let us know. You got any ideas? Only the women spoke. The guys ain't said nothing. We're going to get into it then. Yeah, the reproductive system, yes. So hysterectomy, when they take the uterus out and all these, part of the reproductive system, Jalaba says 60, we already got to it. The highest rating you can get is 50%. All right? Now, here's the thing. There's a catch to that for females. The initial 3 months, they get a temporary 100% for all hysterectomies. All of them. So everybody, remember we told you about a temporary 100% rating, so you're paid at a schedule of 100%. See, family, we breaking this down. And I like what the brother said. Listen, ladies, those of you that have experienced this, you can get paid for your reproductive system being affected, the inability to produce children or hard to conceive. Jay Oliver say 60, but it was actually 50, but you were close. I don't know. Paul say you don't know. Scarred, H-Town. Okay. Yes. But now, you made me think. I don't know what you meant by it. You made me think. What about the scarring after the surgery? You can get paid for the scars. Am I right? Because it's done at a VA. You should be able to get paid for the scars also, because it was a service-connected surgery. Did you hear me? Take pictures before the hysterectomy and after, showing before and after pictures of the scar. Same for anybody else that does surgery, that has surgery from the VA on a service-connected disability. Take a picture of that area before the surgery and after. Who else tell you that but H-Town? Now, like we were saying with hysterectomies, the first three, the highest rate you get is 50%, $1,102.04. All right, the first 3 months, period, you're going to get paid 100 at 100% rate, temporary 100% for all hysterectomies. Then complete hysterectomy. So after that 3 month period is passed, the complete hysterectomy, uterus and ovaries removed, 50% after the initial 3 months, period. If they removed your whole uterus and your ovaries. However, if they didn't remove your whole uterus and ovaries, they removed the uterus, but ovaries remain functional, 30% after the initial 3 months instead of the 50%. That's why I had to break it down, even though we just talking about the highest rating. The uterus, if they remove the uterus, ovaries remain, but not functional. 20% may be assigned. Y'all hear, family? Y'all said, did we break it down? Now listen to what Josie say. You can also get paid for the pain of the scar. So even though they might drop you down to 50%, you can get paid for the pain of the scar itself. And guess what? If the scar is visible, and they say, oh, no, it ain't visible because it's right. No, tell them you wear bathing suits. No, don't tell me how to dress. I work out in the farm, so I have light clothing and the scars can be seen. Real smart there, Josie. Now listen, hi Josie. I think that could be a case for a higher rating. My scar is 0% because it's hidden and doesn't bother me. But if you get any pain or if it's not, some scars don't heal totally. Do you have internal scarring on the inside? Come on now, that causes complication. Charlton say, afraid to comment. I meant H. Oh Lord, you a mess. He say, now listen, Jay Oliver say, if it was liposcopic surgery, may not have scars. Now, does that mean they won't have any pain though if it's liposcopic? Let us know, Jay. Family, are we doing this thing or not? Are we doing it? We've been here an hour 27 minutes. Asthma. Now, family, what is the highest rating you can get for asthma? And at least one person put the word asthma and a percentage you think you can get for it. What is the highest percentage, fam? Let us know. What do you think the highest percentage an individual can get for asthma? It is a disability that can be service connected. Let us know, fam. My niece, I got her a pineapple and she wanted me to cut it before the live stream. When I cut it, it was kind of too ripe or, kind of not good. I got to get her another one tomorrow because she getting ready to go back to school. Now, MG Smith says 30%. Farm girl say, gotta go feed some animals. Bruh, no problem. And then feed those animals and you be safe out there. Betty Bob say 100%. Charleston believe it be 60% for asthma. Somebody let us know. What's the highest rating you get for asthma? We're going to get into it. Jay Oliver says 100% for asthma. Coasty say 60%. Family, don't see how important these conversations are, how important this is. We don't have to be right. We don't need to be right now. But when we go before a veteran service officer, a lawyer, we need to know these things. We need to know. So if they not doing something right, remember, if they mess up, you're going to be the one to suffer the consequences. Come on now, fam. Let's get into it. So the highest rating you can get for asthma is 100%. Now, all right, the highest rating you can get for asthma is 100% rating. So understand this here. They're going to do a lung function test, and it's called a FEV-1 or FVC. That's they testing the function of your lungs. Less than 40%, I guess, of the functioning of your lung. Severe breathing difficulties, regular, it happens frequently. Remember, right? It's the duration and how long it lasts and how severe it is. Remember that? Now, life-threatening asthma attacks, that's serious, necessitating ER visits. Didn't I tell you how important going to the ER is? And I would coach said 60. I think I said yours. Didn't I tell you how important it is going to the ER? For any condition that you have, that it gets bad enough. Because on the DBQs, they have the statement. Did you go to emergency room for this condition? That shows how serious it is. Whether it's a mental health condition, a physical condition, all that. Daily use of high-dose oral or injected cortisone steroids, I guess. Cortisone steroids and autoimmune suppressive. All right. So all of these. If you fall because you're missing listen to me. Let's say you have an amputation of a limb, a leg, so it caused you to fall. If you fall and hurt yourself, you let them know it's because the prosthetic fell off, something happened, you let them know. That's connected to that fall risk is connected to your service-connected disability. Come on, any interest, you claim it. Now, let us continue. I hope y'all enjoying this tonight. Sleep apnea. Oh, this came up the other night, and this is what inspired this live stream because it blew my mind. What's the highest rating you can get for sleep apnea? Come on, fam, let us know. Sleep apnea. What's the highest percentage rating you can get for sleep apnea? You don't have to be right, but we learning as we go. Learn as we go. Come on now. What is the highest rating that the VA offers for sleep apnea? Okay, Josie says 100%. That's what he believes. Gialva says 100%. Let us know. Charleston say 30% is the highest. Betty Bob says 100% wearing oxygen all the time. Heavy. MG Smith says 50%. What do y'all think is the highest rating they offer? How is my sound? Is my voice loud enough? Let me know. Now listen what it said. Ask me how I know 101. I'm gonna ask you afterward. All right. I'm gonna ask you once we get to the other side. They gotta verify the answer first. Coasty say 100%. Betty Bob says, sound, I hear you. Okay, sound good. All right, thank you. Now let's see what we got here, fam. The highest rating you can get for sleep apnea. And we're going to eventually go over all the conditions and all the ratings form and the rating schedule, but we just kind of doing the surface now because we can't go over all that information at one time. We're going to go over everything we can before I pass away. We're going to go over as much as we can. We're going to get as much VA knowledge, veteran knowledge out there as we can. So sleep apnea, you can get 100%. Severe cases with complications like heart issues and other serious problems. Like our sister said, you may need that oxygen all the time. That's one indicator. Come on, fam. So, like we said, 100%. Now, let us continue. Fam, some of these conditions you may suffer from. Now, let's deal with this one here. COPD, chronic constructive pulmonary disease. Now, if you suffer from this condition and you don't mind saying it to us, put a 1 in the chat. If you suffer with this, you're service connected for this disability or trying to get service connected, let us know. And let us know what you think the highest percentage you can get for COPD, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. What's the highest percentage, fam? Let us know. So our brother Charleston suffers from it, so he knows firsthand. Have you got his service connected yet, brother? Oh, good. 30%. You feels the highest one. What's the highest rating? Nobody's saying nothing for COPD. What's the highest? Jay say 60%. What's the highest rating you can get for COPD? Just guess, family. If y'all don't know, do your best guess. I didn't know before I did this video. Betty Bob say 40%. Anybody else? I'm gonna go ahead and go with it. Let's get to the next. The highest rating you can get is 100%. Ain't that amazing? Paul said 100%. MG Smith says 60. The highest you can get, like Paul said, is 100%. Now, Farm Girl said 100%. Did you go and feed those animals? Oh, Coasty say 40, and Betty Bob said 100. So a few of y'all right. Paul and Betty got it. Now, so here we go. This is serious though. It indicates severe limitations and substantial impact on daily life, potentially requiring assistance with basic needs. If you need assistance with basic needs, what extra monthly compensation can you qualify for? What other extra schedule help can you get outside of being 100%? Without it, yeah, outside the scheduler rating. 100%. Okay. I knew someone who had I threw some hay at the goats and horses. Yeah, boy, you got some of the hay out there, huh? Aid in attendance. You could get aid in attendance. Let me ask you this here. Is it possible for you to get a housebound? You can't get aid in attendance and housebound at the same time. But could you get housebound instead? Could you get hmm probably be a few bedridden? Can you get that if you can't move? SMCK. Okay, which SMC? He say SMCK. Joseph, sound like aid in attendance SMCK would be good. But I know aid in attendance definitely. Josie says. Charleston says, my COPD is in review. It doesn't affect my heart. I passed the stress test. 95% oxygen, blood, gas. Okay. Yeah, we don't want you. We want you to be healthy now. So, like I say, it's 100%. We good. Now, hypertension. Hypertension, family. I think is hypertension the same as high blood pressure, right? Let me know if I'm correct. Hypertension. What is the highest rating you can get for hypertension, fam? Let us know. What is the highest VA rating? We need to know these things so when we're going in and talking to these doctors, not the doctors, we talk to people that's representing us for our claim, and they telling us you can get this for that, or you can't get this for that. You better know the rating criteria. Now, Betty Bob say we have 25 likes and 21 watching. Thankful all of you that are watching live and recorded. We thank you. Now, MG Smith said 10%. Jay Oliver says SMCL. Okay. All right. That's for the last one. You can get connected to the last disability we talked about. 30%, MG Smith said. Paul Cox say you should be able to get for hypertension a 50% rating. Anybody else? We're going to move on to the answer. 60%. Now, it ranged from 10% to 60%. They have a 10, 20, 40, and a 60%. Range from 10 to 60% based on blood pressure readings and whether the condition requires medication or control. So if it has to be controlled through medication, and those are the two factors: control through medication and the blood pressure reading. Come on. Paul said 50, Geographer said 60. Now, specifically, ratings are determined. Ratings are determined by both the I don't know how to pronounce that. Diagnostical and diagnostic and systolic blood pressure measurement. So you can get a 6% rating, which is $1,395.93, tax exempt. Charles say 60%. Now let us continue, family. Hypertension. Now, here's another one: seizures, convulsive seizures. in particular seizures. Now, if you're not clear on what seizures are, that's when people have a certain type of reaction and they sometimes shake or fall out, pass out. You got to be real careful with some severe seizures, and that's what we're talking about. That they could swallow their tongue. It could be very unsafe, and you got to make sure you help the person. All right. You sometimes may have to put something in their mouth to keep them from biting your finger, but you have to make sure they don't swallow their tongue. I've known people to have seizures, severe ones. Jay Oliver says 100% yes. Said it right on time, too. MG Smith say 100%. They said it before we got to the thing, so they was on time. So now, this is the average. If you average at least one major seizure per month, this is major, or 12 a year, which is you'd have to average at least 12 a year. All right. And they measure what major seizures are. We'll go more into that when we cover the seizures, individually. Let us continue. Oh, let me put that as MG Smith said, 100%, and J. Albert said 100%. Thank you. Now let us continue. GERD. What is the highest rating a veteran can get for GERD? Now let's talk about these. We said some. Brother Charleston had a question said something about seizures. He says, Brother Charleston Zimmerman says 100%. No, you don't put anything in the mouth for seizures. That's 1950s first aid. Okay, thanks for letting me know. I didn't know. Wow. Okay, I didn't know. Thank you. I apologize. Now, Charleston says 60% for GERD. What's the highest rating you can get for GERD, family? Jay Oliver says 60% for GERD. And that's a type of acid reflux, gastro, or go, I can't pronounce it, reflux disease. What's the highest you can get? MG Smith says 60%. Betty Bob says 10%. Let us know what y'all think. The highest VA disability rating you can get for GERD, type of acid reflux. And this is real. It's a real big issue for Navy members, especially those that have served on ships. Tell me if I'm wrong, family. Those of you that serve, that are sailors, Coastie, the Coast Guard member, all you sailors, let us know when y'all on these ships, the Navy and Coast Guard. Now, Charles say 10%. Okay. Let's see, family. Thanks for letting me know that, Brother Charleston, for covering me. Now, Betty Bob says should get 100%. We about to see. 80%. 80%. Okay. I don't know why pain on there. I don't know why the word pain. I do apologize. I missed that. It's just GERD. That's the rating criteria for GERD. Reoccurring and refractory, okay, causing, I don't know what that word is. One or more symptoms, aspirations, undernutrition, or substantial weight loss as defined in the CFR 4.113, and the treatment with whether surgical corrections or esophageal restriction, the esophagus. And I don't know the gastrointestinal tube. I can't. They got some fancy words on here, man. Some serious medical terms. Now, IBS or irritable bowel syndrome. Family, what do you think the highest rating you can get for irritable bowel syndrome? Family, I hope this is being informative, because when y'all filing claims for different ones, you want to be able to know what's going on. Now, what's the new change? He say That's the new change. What's the new change? Jay Oliver say the highest that you can get for irritable bowel syndrome is 80%. Come on, family. Let us know. Now they gonna tell me something and say Betty should make Betty Bops. It's those powdered eggs, cream dry beef on toast. SS on shingles. Oh yeah, I remember we had that. You think that caused acid reflux? We had that stuff on shingles too. What do you think? Do you think that? And we gonna have one time. We gonna have to talk about it, fellas. We talked about loss of use of creative organ. Do you remember that stuff they said they gave us? I believe it to be true, called saltpeter. Y'all remember that? What's the highest rating we can get for irritable bowel syndrome? 60%. MG Smith says 60%. Anybody else? J. Oliver said, I think he said 80. Those eggs were not powdered. What were they then? Let us know. Were they real eggs? Charleston, isn't that the truth? Isn't that the truth? Betty Bob say 70% for irritable bowel syndrome. I filed a claim for irritable bowel syndrome back in the day off Gulf War. Closest, Joe say real. Oh, those were real eggs. Okay. I wasn't a cook, so I don't know. I just be listening to people. Like when I was in the military. So the highest rating you can get is 30%. And I had no idea for that. Now let me know. Oh, so 30%. You was a cook, okay. You know what's up. He said, don't mess with him. Irritable bowel syndrome, IBS, the highest rating, you can get $537.42 if that's your only service-connected disability. So what would it be? The symptoms: abdominal pain related to defecation at least once per week. Meaning you have the pain while you're doing a bowel movement at least once per week. During the previous 3 months, and two or more of the following: change in stool frequency, change in stool form. Number three, altered stool passage, straining, and or urgency. Wow. And I don't know what this is. Mucoria, Mucorrhea, abdominal bloating, and subjective distension. I don't know what that is. Now let's see. Gary say the eggs were green. Not sure why. Too much meat makes them green. Okay. Too much heat makes them green. Boy, that's why we got every MOS in here. I didn't know why they was kind of green. I used to wonder. They say the heat make them green. That's why we thought they were fake. Now, family, wow, we learned something tonight. I didn't know that you only get a 30% until I did this today. That's the highest you get. Come on now. All right, now, loss of teeth. We're almost done, family. What is the highest rating you think you can get for loss of teeth? A service-connected disability that involves a loss of teeth. Put it in the chat, fam. Let us know. You lost the teeth as because of a service-connected disability. What do you say it is, fam? Green eggs. Boy, that's something else. The heat makes them green. Okay, 10%. Now, 10%. While y'all waiting, I'm gonna read this here. Josie, back in the day, milk and eggs were powdered, and your day was liquid egg. I know you young. Oh, they challenged you. Oh, what year was you in, did you make those eggs, Josie? Let us know, cause we getting conflicting reports. MG Smith said the highest you can get for loss of teeth is 30%. Jay Oliver says 10%, and Betty Bob say 10% up all it to 100%. Let's see. Come on, anybody else got any more statements on that? And it's all in fun, family. We just joking around. We having fun here. Everybody's opinion matters. The highest rating you can get for loss of teeth is 40%. Joe say, LOL. I'm 61. Powder was mostly used in the field. Oh, he's admitting it now. I knew it was something into it. You ordered the code red or the code green. Oh, Dennis, now look, they telling everybody's starting to tell now. These secrets are killing us. Listen what Dennis said. Sitter, when I was in Vietnam, we called the milk plastic. Wow. And they said hi to Dennis. Now 40%. Now this is how rough it is. You getting 40%. Guess what? You're getting 40% when it comes to the rating criteria for loss of teeth. Loss of all, you have to lose all your teeth. Where the loss, the surface cannot restore or be suitable prosthetic according to the VA regulations. Meaning they can't put nothing else in your mouth. You're gonna be nothing but gums. That's you only get 40% for that? A service connected disability, which is $774.16. They say Josie's still young. Oh boy, y'all so good. Man, I thought they were powdered, but some I guess now are not. So everybody telling the truth. Now, oh family, we getting there. Heart disease. What do you believe is the highest VA disability rating for heart disease? It is a service connected disability. He said, oh, he admitted it. He said, yeah, I am. Yes, Lord. Boy, y'all a mess. 61 is still young. Come on now. Now, heart disease. What's the highest rating you can get for heart disease? Come on, fam. And remember, heart disease is the number one killer in men and women. MG Smith said 100%. Josie says 100%. Jay Oliver says 100%. Betty Bob says 100% with oxygen. Now, interesting. Now, Charlton say Betty Bob should make. We won't care if they don't understand. Yeah. Y'all around the food all the time. I'm assuming y'all worked in the kitchen sometime. Now, family, come on. Any more percent? Give me some more percentages. Because I'm about to move. I'm about to go to it. To the answer. Let us know. Any more. We're going to go with it then. The highest rating you can get, everybody's pretty much right, is 100% rating for heart disease. Okay. Now, listen. The way they do it is this. The VA uses metabolic equipment of tasks called METS tests to assess the severity of a veteran's heart condition. A lower MET score results in a higher disability rating. So the lower the score you get, the higher your rating. Condition. And it works like that means that the harder you do exercise or move, the less you're able to breathe and function. Okay, your functioning goes down when it comes to physical activities and other things like that. Now, conditions. This rating is assigned for consistent congestive heart failure, which is very serious, or when a veteran has a METS score of 3 or less. Remember, the lower the score, the worse the heart condition is. Now, accompanied by symptoms such as shortness of breath, fatigue, chest pains, dizziness, and fainting. Come on now. Let us continue. Now, kidney disease. What do y'all think is the highest rating for kidney disease? You saw how I put. You saw I got it on there on the patch. That wouldn't be a bad pair of pants that nobody want to buy called kidney disease. What was the high, you think is the highest rating for kidney disease? If it's service connected, somebody let us know. And we thank our family for being here, for being interactive and supportive. Let us know. MG Smith says 100%. Betty Bob say 50%. Jay Oliver says 60%. What y'all think the highest rating is? Come on, family. Charleston say 100%. All right. Anybody else got something to say? Y'all was saying, let me see what he said. He said better about shipmates. We want carriers. They don't understand. Yeah, carriers, y'all, that was a different world. And then I'm waiting for everybody to answer, so I'm reading this. I'm a Marine, but have 2 years med floats. Uh-oh, you heard that. Now, let's see. Coasty said 100%. Kevin, everybody show love to Kevin. I'm so happy you here, brother. Evening family. How's everybody doing? Doing good. I hope you're transitioning, moving when safe, okay? Because I know you said you were moving. Now, Farm Girl Rebel said 100%. And everybody saying hi to Kevin. We appreciate y'all and appreciate him. What is the highest rating you can get for kidney disease? We're about to go to it. The highest rating you can get is a 100% rating for kidney disease. But don't be knocking down doors to get to it. Here's how it works. It requires regular dialysis or has undergone a kidney transplant. Severe symptoms significantly impact daily life. So you're going to probably need special monthly compensation, aid and attendance, housebound, or something. This is very serious, family. Now they say, so glad to hear from you, Kevin. And then they saying, okay, I'll pack and leave tomorrow. Okay. All right. Now let's get to it. Now let's get to it. Okay, now let's finish up these last one and we'll get to the rest of it in the after party. Now, here we go. Back on task, family, and we'll talk about in the after party. Chronic fatigue syndrome, so that people that are watching it recorded, they'll know what's going on. And we won't leave them excluded. Now, chronic fatigue syndrome. What is the highest rating you can get for chronic fatigue syndrome? What is the highest rating you can get for chronic fatigue syndrome? Guess. Or if you know, tell it. Josie said 100% for chronic fatigue syndrome. Betty Bob said 100%. MG Smith said 100%. And what do y'all think? We're gonna say Jay Oliver said 100%. Coaches say 10%. Paul says 50%, the highest you can get. What's the highest rating? Let's talk about it. Farm girl says she gonna use a lifeline. She say no clue. I'm going with 80%. And I think Coach said 100. Kevin said 100. Sometimes it skips up, so if I miss you, let me know. Now, here we go, fam. The highest rating you can get for chronic fatigue syndrome is a 100% rating. Now, symptoms are consistent and so severe they they restrict they restrict nearly all routine activities and may sometimes prevent self-care, such as bathing, other hygienes, brushing your teeth, putting on clothes. Veteran at this level often cannot work or manage daily life without significant assistance. And a lot of these conditions will require some type of aid and attendance or special monthly compensation, housebound, things like that. Now, here's some helpful tips that we brought up last time. You need to keep a symptoms log if you're suffering from any of these conditions and others. And when you're having problems like with the irritable bowel syndrome, keeping track of the frequency, the type of bowel movements, how often you're aggravated and constipated, all of that. Work with migraines, PTSD, just about any condition, you can track the symptoms. Secondary conditions that come from these primary conditions should be considered also, or could these be secondary to another condition? Okay. Then, if you have the right ratings, at least one condition is 60%, but you're not 100%, you can file for IU. Sometimes you don't even need that high of a rating. Or 70%, you have a 70% rating with one condition being 40% and the other ones adding up to 70%, you can file for unemployability. IU, individual unemployability. So this is very important. Like we say, keep track. This is important. Listen for the what? The when they doing the severity assessment, they gonna look for frequency of the condition. Frequency of the symptoms. They're gonna be looking for the duration of the symptoms and the severity of the symptoms. If you document that, that's your evidence. You understand? Come on, fam. And remember, no, they only give but a 10% for tinnitus, but Brother Charleston can make it work by if he having any migraines, depression, or sleep apnea, other conditions that the tinnitus may cause. You can file as secondary conditions. And like we said with the unemployability, you can file for that to get paid. Now, if you haven't done so already, smash that like button, family. Smash that like button. Okay? Share and subscribe. Now, family, what we're gonna do is time for to go over what's called because we're getting toward the end. So thank y'all. If you haven't done, smash that like button. We're going into the VA law. Let me see, can I pull it up here? So I appreciate you. Give me a second. I'm looking for. Okay. Now, what we're going to do, we're steady going over the VA law we talked about. So we appreciate y'all for being patient. Now, okay, so we've been going over different parts of this law. Thank Sister Betty Bob sent it to us. let me see, we took interpretations, reasonable doubt, evaluation of evidence is what we're going to do today. And we're going over one section. This is 38 CFR 4.6, evaluations of evidence. All right. So we're going to talk about that. See, these are things that I use things like this inside my rebuttal letters as evidence. Okay. Now listen what it says here. The element of the weight to be accorded the character of the veteran service is but only one factor entering into the consideration of the rating board in arriving at determination of evaluation. Hold on, because they use wording so crazy. You got to read this smoothly. Let me pull this all the way up. Termination. Let me read this. Let me start over. Evaluations of evidence. The element of the weight to be accorded the character of the veteran's service is but one factor entering into the consideration of the related boards in arriving at determination of the evaluation of disability. Every element in any way affecting the probative value to be assigned to the evidence in each individual claim must be thoroughly and, I want to say, concise. What is that? Continuous. I don't know what that. Continuously studied. I know that ain't the word. By each member of the rating board in light of the established policies of the Department of Veteran Affairs to the end that decision will be equitable and just as contemplated by the requirements of law. I can't stand lawyers. They just write these things where it don't make sense. It's a whole bunch of babble that only they can interpret. That gets on my nerve. Now, here we go. Betty Bob says we have 27 likes and 22 watching. Farm Girl say, gotta bail out very early day tomorrow. Night, fam. Good night to our sister. Everybody saying goodbye to our sister. All right. Now, let's get into it, fam. So we went over the law. Now let's get into the news. Let's see what we got going on up here. Oh boy. I didn't. Give me a second. There you go. Here we go. Now we're going to talk about news, fam. Let me go share. Let me see what I got here. Give me a second. Boop, 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 boop. All right. Now, we got some news that we want to share with you dealing with homeless veterans now. So thank you for your patience, the kindness, and your moment. We're going to get to that after party so y'all can chat it up as much as y'all need to. And we appreciate you and your patience because we want to, we worked a lot. Like I said, about 10 hours a day doing this. So that's good. Let's get to it. So now, here we go. As I told you about the other programs they had, if you bought land, a lot of you didn't know that. Now here we have VA opens doors for unhoused veterans. Those are homeless veterans. They come up with new terms, VA connects unhoused veterans with housing, health care, and employment services. This is critical here. Now listen to what it says here. In January 2024, an estimated 32,882 veterans were experiencing homelessness in the United States. That's a lot of veterans. And family, I love reading this because that the way lawyers write stuff just messes me up. So I'm glad reading some regular language here. While this represents a 7.5% decrease from 2023, VA goals is to move 28,000 unsheltered veterans into interim or permanent housing, but the path to home is not always straight. Now, and I think the way they did it here, Houston did I don't know, I couldn't, I have to ask the veterans, but I think they did a pretty decent job trying to reach out. I don't know, implementation was good, but they got a hotel where they got most of the people at the hotel, the old Shamrock Hotel, they got veterans, about 80% of the people in there, male and female. And I believe if you're getting your disability, you got to use some of it toward that. I don't know for sure if they've changed their program. Do they have any programs like that where you at? Let us know if they have a program. Let us know about the program in your area that you know about for homeless veterans. If they don't have one, say no. If they do, say yes, or you can tell us about it. Because this is an issue. Even though they say the numbers went down, it's still important to know about this. Now, listen, I'm starting in this paragraph. This was the case for veteran Michael Magar. After being discharged from the Army and struggling, Magar, I hope I'm pronouncing it right, found himself without a home. Connecting with VA supportive housing, HUD Vash, okay, helped him turn the tides. HUD Vash helped Hager gain temporary and then long-term housing through HUD housing choice voucher. These programs provide the what's a wraparound service and support he needed to remain stably housed. Okay, that's what I want to tell you, fam. What do you think of the program? Do you think the VASH program is okay? They're helping people. Now listen what they're saying here. Tell me what y'all think. Now Charlton says so. They got rid of homeless, changed to unhoused term. They like to use less harsh terms. They're more concerned about feelings. They need to be worried about people being homeless. In my opinion, they come up with new terms just about every month. Unhoused, the unheard. We have 28 likes and 21 watching. My concern is more for the people. They did say the term homeless one time in the article, but they keep changing terms all the time. That's not going to make the situation better for the homeless person, in my opinion. How you feel about it? What say you? Now, Charlton said yes, in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, got small cottages zone for past substance abuse veterans. Now, I wonder, do you know of them having any housing where if you have veterans with families that they can come there too? Do they have any that support veterans with their families, their children and spouses? Let us know. Come on, fam. I hope that information was helpful. Now, we're gonna get back to it. That's anybody else got any news they want to share with us? You're welcome. Any news you can put in the chat, any news you want to share with us about veterans and what's going on with VA claims. Smash that like button if you haven't done so, family. This is becoming incredible, y'all, the way y'all moving. Now about our channel, so y'all can start chatting about what y'all want to talk about in the chat. Thank y'all for being patient. You know, we can kind of talk here. But for those that are new to the channel, I want to let them know that our channel is informative, interactive, protective, troll-free, transparent, and respectful. And that's one of the things that people want. When I say it's troll-free, they say I'm just going to adapt my trolling and I'm going to make you a liar, H-Town. We'll see how that works. Some of them getting a wake-up call now. Now, your opinion counts here. So that's what's important. Charleston, you got any Dougie talks? I tried to find anything that happened with him. He went and spoke in Arizona, but it was a short clip, about a minute or something. So I didn't do it. Y'all have anything on anything that Doug Collins did? He's talking about Dougie talks. That's our the leader of our Department of Veteran Affairs, Department of the what do you call it? Department of the VA, Doug Collins. He liked to talk. We call it Dougie Talk, quoted by Brother Charleston. So your opinion counts here. We have our live streams on Sundays and Thursdays at 6 p.m. Central Time. Yeah, that was my fault, that double live stream. So I don't think nobody hijacked us on that one. So I do apologize. I deleted it on one program, but I did not delete it, I guess, but it didn't show up. It wasn't on there until afterward. So I gotta be real careful with that. They say H-Town on download right now. Say Pastor, they say H-Town, Pastor Dougie is on download right now. Yeah, what it is. Everything I look up is with Fox News, and they just talking all nice about him. I like different opinions of anybody. So so if you want to join us, we have our live streams 6 p.m. Central Time on Sundays and Thursdays. And sometimes we do impromptu live streams. So please click on your notifications. If you would like to contact us, here's our contact information and our donation information. You can contact us at htownvetnorthside@gmail.com. And that's a handle to our YouTube channel where we have over 200, and I believe it's about 10 videos right now, close to 210 videos. We just made 2,000 subscribers about a week and a half ago. So family, we want to thank y'all. And that's our Cash App and PayPal if you'd like to donate. Say yes, that's what it is. And Joe say, Charleston, stop. I'm gonna have to get some Dougie talks in here because Charleston be going in on him. But if you meet him, if I get hooked up with Dougie, you gonna have to come in and you gonna have to be nice to Pastor Doug Collins. Remember, he ain't just a government official. He is a man of God. And everybody's welcome over here, family. Come on in. That's why we're glad that so many people have come in here and supported the channel, and we thank you so much. And we look how we're looking. Family, we got 2 subscribers while we've been on live. We got 2,021 subscribers now. Since we remember it was 2019, family, we are doing this thing. So please trust what we're doing, trust the process, and we're gonna be okay. You're gonna get your chance to talk. Everything got to be done decent and in order, as the good book say, the Bible. Now, J. Oliver say, H-Town, I emailed you a female veteran video about her Iraq story as a senior enlisted journey. It was 20 minutes and kind of entertaining. Oh, man, we might have to look at that. Definitely so. Look at this here, family. We very seldom make 30 likes. We got, before we leave, we make 30 likes, but before we leave, 30 likes and 23 watching. I told y'all that we got to stick to the process. It's working because other people, we can't just make it just about us, but we going to have our fun in there, but we got to also make it where it's entertaining for other people. And we welcome all branches of the military, Army, Navy, Coast Guard, Marines, Air Force, and Space Force. And we salute you. We salute the veteran family and their family members and those that support veterans. Thank you so much. You are so important to us. You make this channel possible because we're able to, because of the chat's interaction, people feel a part of something. They don't feel you can feel disconnected on other channels if it takes a while. I understand why some of them don't really respond to the chat because it can be a lot of trolling that can distract them. I'm one, I like challenges. Huh? Now, here we don't rank veterans. Combat veterans are no more important than non-combat veterans. Special forces don't have no special place here. They are just veterans to our. We thank them for their service, their special service. We appreciate what they did, but everybody's service is special. Whether you the cook, whether you worked in supply, could none of us done nothing without everybody. Military can't, army can't move with an empty stomach. And female veterans honored here, veteran supporters. You don't even have to be a veteran. Come on now. Now listen to what he said. M.G. Smith be cracking me up. I'm an old dinosaur veteran, and I learned a lot tonight. Family, if you learn, can you count how many things if you learned something tonight, give us a count of how many things you think you learned tonight. Put a number in the chat. You learned one thing tonight. You can say you learned 0 if you didn't learn anything, but the interaction could be fun. I don't want you lying. How many things did you learn tonight? I learned, I don't know about, like she said, but I've learned about 7 things doing the video. I already knew about at night. How many things did you learn that you didn't know? I learned about 7 today when I did the video. You can rank me old. Oh, it just been ain't nobody got time for your cutting up. You better not have no corn liquor over there. And we want to know, brother. Come on back in if you're still around when we get down to this. What you call them? Betty Bob say 5. Jay Oliver said at least 5. Joe said yeah to what you said about the empty stomach. Can't make no way on no empty stomach. H-Town learned 7 today when I did it. I learned at least 3 new VBA things. Come on now, Veteran Administration thing. Paul Cox said at least 5. M.G. Smith, so many 100% that I didn't know about. And we're going to teach you more 100%. See, I'm going to tell you, the Bible says that the people perish because of a lack of knowledge, not because they're not decent people or not kind or good hearted. No, it's because of what they don't know. People will manipulate you, shortchange you based on what you don't know. Huh? Family, that's why we try to bring you quality information and slides, because I don't want to give you nothing that I wouldn't want for myself. I don't just pop up here, hey, listen here, let's do the same thing. Yeah. I don't want to talk. Hold on, just be quiet. We going into it. We gonna make sure you get what you need. And I do these slides based on information that you give us and questions that you ask. Where else do you get that type of support and interaction? H-Town, you got a little ego there, huh? But even the information that you get here, verify all information from a VSO, a lawyer, a veteran channel, anywhere on social media, and watch them VA experts. Let me tell you why you watch them VA experts. We had one here because yeah, he had a lot of knowledge, but when he came out from when it's hard, when he don't really care about the knowledge, he started lying. He started lying. So what good is the knowledge if a person is deceitful and willing to use the truth to bait people in, then start lying? I love the VA, and hadn't the VA been good to you? Boy, telling you, Coach, to say at least 4. Boy, who raised you? That's what I want to know. Come and think you can come around me talking like that. Y'all say H-Town still talking, you better believe it. Yeah, he'll be my stalking horse for the longest. Because I'm making him an example for the other little slicksters that hang around. Jay Oliver say integrity. Come on now. Verify. Somebody tell you you don't have to worry about that, you watch out and get away from them. Come on now. Now listen what I'm gonna have to pull this up because this is Gary said, I always learn something in here. Another great job, H-Town and family, because I said it earlier that the chat plays such a significant role. Also, APB, All Points Bulletin, for Dougie, Bolo, be on the lookout. We might have to do a Bolo on Dougie. Have you seen it? Huh? We might have to do an All Points Bulletin. That sounds like a live stream coming up. Maybe the next one. We don't know. Let's see, can we get something together? Has anybody seen it? Huh? They say he's walking around with his head hanging down. Why is he keeping such a low profile? Could it be because of the way that the Senate grilled him? Let us know. Now, I'm rooting for Dougie though. Dougie is in the fire mode. Oh, that's what I had. Hold on. Did I do that last time? Let me see if I got it. Oh, didn't I go over him firing a lot of people? I went over there last time, right? Oh, okay, I don't see. Okay, let's see. Oh, here it is. I got it here. My Lord, I overlooked it. Sorry, family. Whoo! I had the article and I skipped it. Thank you for mentioning that. You are such a blessing. Thank you so much for MG Smith. Cause I knew I missed something. I skipped right over it. Family, thank God for our brother MG Smith. Let's get to this here. Boy, y'all, family, I'm sorry I didn't go over all the news. There you go. You thought I didn't have it. Let me see what they talking about. I don't want to subscribe. So now look, VA ends contracts for most of its unionized employees. Can you believe that? So they don't want nobody to be protected. Now listen. Now, too often unions that represent VA employees fight against the best interests of the veteran. Now listen to what they're saying. While protecting and rewarding bad workers, said Doug Collins. Dougie Talks, I knew we had a Dougie Talk, Secretary of the Department of Veteran Affairs. Collins announced August 6, 2025, that the VA was ending collective bargaining rights for most of its unionized employees. Eric Kane starts in strike. Family, what y'all feel about that? Do you think that's fair? Huh? How y'all feel about that? Oh, Lord. I forgot. Thank you for bringing the war. Oh, boy, when I said that, he's back down from firing 80,000 to 30,000. Come on, fam. And he getting them contracts out the way. Man, people got to eat. MG Smith say, and they wonder where the homeless veteran population coming from. MG Smith said H-Town Doug is firing doctors, nurses, administrators. He said to the Senate that he wouldn't fire any doctors. Give me that proof of that, because I'd like to know. Charleston says, Dougie triggered coming. Dougie triggered coming. Oh, yes. Now listen to what Van Olive says. Another great job, H-Town, and everyone, because the chat plays such a significant role in interacting. Always good to be with y'all. Definitely feels like healthy veteran family vibe. Even with me talking crazy every once in a while, but I'm keeping everything real. Jay Oliver says, now I'm getting triggered. Yeah, family. I had to tell y'all, I had forgot I had this. I've been doing this research on this. Now, Charleston says, shame on you, H-Town, trying to sweep this under the rug. No, Doug. No, not Doug. I'll see Charleston. Charleston, I clicked the thing above it and forgot to click I don't know, it was the last one. And I skipped right over it. And it wasn't intentional. It was not intentional. I promise. It was a mistake. I promise. I'm like, wow. Because I had all this information set up. You saw I went right to it. But it wasn't. Please, are you going to ever believe me? MD Smith said Dougie was caught in a lie. My Lord. Then MG Smith say a lot of veterans are upset, including myself. How y'all feel about it? Betty Bob says, H-Town, thanks for your amazing information. Thank y'all for being amazing. And everybody be praying for brother Kevin Kobar Sr. and his family in their transition to their new place. We wish them well. Josie says, you're right, MG Smith. You right, they upset. No, I'm not. I ain't trying to protect the pastor. You know what I'm saying? Pastor Dougie. Now listen. We gonna actually see, can we play this? So give me a second. We gonna see, can we play? Because now that I skipped it, I'm so sorry doing the news. We're gonna actually play what they had. It's not a video, but it's what do you call it? It's audio, I think. But I'm still gonna do the fair use, okay? All right, fair use, okay. We back on veteran news. So fair use, fair use. All right, so let's get into it. Let me turn the music off for a moment. Now let me put my headsets on, and we're gonna listen to this. I hadn't listened to this yet, so let's see, can I get it to act properly? Wow, fair use. This is for informative purposes only. Now, man, look at the boy.
VA ends.
Give me, hey, listen. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear it clearly. I'm trying to see if there's a sound thing for it. Let me know, okay? Give a thumbs up. I'm pull back the comment. Okay. You got to verify here. Yes, indeed. Oh, here we go.
Contracts for most of its unionized employees. Washington, the Department of Veterans Affairs on Wednesday terminated collective bargaining agreements for most of its more than 350,000 unionized employees, including nurses, food service workers, technicians, and janitorial staff. The VA's move to end contracts with more than a half dozen unions prompted rebukes from labor leaders. VA Secretary Doug Collins' decision to rip up the negotiated union contract for a majority of its workforce is another clear example of retaliation against union members for speaking out against the illegal, anti-worker and anti-veteran policies of this administration, said Everett Kelly, national president of the American Federation of Government Employees. In addition to AFGA, other unions affected by the contract terminations are AFL-CIO, National Nurses Organizing Committee / National Nurses United, National Association of Government Employees, National Federation of Federal Employees, and the Service Employees International Union. Too often, unions that represent VA employees fight against the best interests of veterans while protecting and rewarding bad workers, VA Secretary Doug Collins said. We're making sure VA resources and employees are singularly focused on the job we were sent here to do, providing top-notch care and service to those who wore the uniform.
Do you agree with the statement by Senator Doug Collins? Secretary of the VA Doug Collins, that he wants to provide the best care and that these union contracts undermine veteran care. Do you agree? Everybody's opinion is respected here.
But Collins said contracts for an estimated 4,000 VA police officers, firefighters, and security guards will remain in place. About 80% of VA's 470,000 employees belong to a union, according to Use Jobs, the federal jobs site. Collins recently had backpedaled on a plan to cut 80,000 workers across the agency after large protests by advocates and workers and complaints from lawmakers. Subsequently, union officials indicated Collins' decision to end the contract surprised them. The VA's announcement followed President Donald Trump's executive order in April directing the elimination of collective bargaining at certain federal agencies, including the VA, as a way to enhance national security. The VA serves as the backstop healthcare provider for wounded troops in wartime, the White House said. President Trump is taking action to ensure that agencies vital to national security can execute their missions without delay and protect the American people. The president needs a responsive and accountable civil service to protect our national security. Across the government, collective bargaining units represent more than half of the 2.1 million civilian employees, according to Use Jobs. The largest union representing VA employees is AFCA, which has more than 135,000 members. Many of those union members are veterans themselves.
Whoa. So they're trying to use the bargaining agreement. If I'm wrong, let me know, to take that away so they won't be able to be protected if they want to fire them or let them go. But I don't think a pastor would do something like that and let that many people go, undermine their protections like that. I don't know if Pastor Doug is doing all that. Now, Betty Bob says, y'all let me know what y'all think, because I got to get to it where I can see y'all. So then we're going to finish up part of the video. She says, H-Town, you have a beautiful week, and I will send you information during the week. Sounds good. Okay. The sound is good. Okay. Let her say goodbye to Betty Bob. Jay Oliver, the National Labor Relations Board has failed on their sword for this administration. Wow. The American Labor Union concept has suffered and a dismantlement. Yes, it's been dismantled. MG Smith say, no, I don't, unless you don't get better care. You don't think it's going to be beneficial. Now listen to Brother Charleston saying, Pastor Dougie on a tear, ripping up the troops' scorched earth policy. It seemed out of touch to me, but I want to know everybody's opinion. Is he doing something that might be positive, shaking things up? But it seems, I don't know what to make heads or tails, anything good coming from it, though. It's kind of confusing. Yeah, I don't know about just, because I believe in unions protect people's jobs, but that's my personal opinion. Everybody's entitled to theirs. Now let's get back to it.
According to the organization, the real reason Collins wants AFCA out of the VA is because we have successfully fought against disastrous anti-veteran recommendations that would have closed rural hospitals, cut VA staff, and dismantled veteran health care, Kelly said. We don't apologize for protecting veteran health care and will continue to fight for our members and the veterans they care for. But VA officials complained Wednesday that employees were using their work hours and VA office space to conduct union activities authorized by union contract. The VA said it stopped withholding union dues from most employees' paychecks in April. VA employees spent 750,000 working hours on union activities in 2024, the VA said. With no collective bargaining obligations, those hours can now be used to serve veterans instead of union bosses, the VA said. The VA also said more than 187,000 square feet of building space at the VA will now be converted for office and clinical use. Today's decision will ensure VA facilities are fully focused on helping veterans get the care and benefits they've earned, instead of serving as free regional offices for unions that oppose our efforts to improve VA, the agency said.
Sponsor message, then we're back.
Sorry about that. Now, family, this is heavy. This is deep. Now, brother says here, oh, I don't know if we need to watch anymore. That, yeah, if you want to watch the rest of it, just put a thumbs up. If you do want to watch the rest, that's heavy. It's about we might watch it. It's I don't know. It's an ad right now. Man, that's heavy. My God. Who he says they're going to get better care with less people. Make it the math ain't mathing. Come on now. Do you think they would cut the workers then say, you know what? Now that we cut the workers, we don't need this many veterans getting help. That was just an excessive amount. Now we're going to start cutting these claims. You think that's going to turn on us after they get through with them? Giallo say no checks and balances. If your boss can make up rules as they feel without oversight. Do you see any lawsuits coming? Now listen to what Brother Gary says. H-Town, keeping a good thought on Pastor Dougie, but I'm giving side eye to Dougie. I'm not a fan of blocking recourse for the federal and VA employees. I agree, but does he see some being up in that high level position that we don't see? Come on, what y'all think? Because I wouldn't want to think that the pastor that cold hearted. Man, it's heavy. Now listen what Charlton says. Charlton Zimmerman says this going to show VA secretary can change VA rules on a whim. Power corrupts. And absolute power corrupts absolutely. Come on now. Let's talk about it. Matter of fact, while we're talking about it, let's get to the rest of our stuff. Let me get to the, and so family, let me end this here. I'm going to keep it up there for now because y'all, I don't know if y'all want to hear. This is heavy, family. Seems like ain't no good news coming from it. We here to protect the brand, family, and we need to protect veterans. And there's some veterans that work for the VA. So I don't believe, I think people should have legal protection as federal employees. But what say you? You don't have to agree with me. Because a lot of times y'all give us other perspective on things. But right now, we're trying to protect our brand from disrespect. People trying to be slick. Now, any suggestions you have, you can send it to our email box. Hey, let's do this H-Town. Let's do that. Don't just say it on live stream. Put some skin in the game and actually come up with suggestions. Brother Kevin Cobar Sr. did just that. Sent me 4 ideas. Now we at the after party, so now we can get right into it. Now let's see what we got here. So Brother Charleston says, this is the show VA secretary can change VA rules. Oh yeah, I read that one. Okay. Now let's see what Jay Oliver says. Our brother Jay Oliver says, cut workers, then cut the workers' pay, and then make the workers buy their own safety gear and make them buy their own uniforms and pay for their own training. Yeah, that's how it goes on these. MG Smith says, absolutely, Charleston. Because remember, we dealing with the elites. Cutting all these people, is that going to affect Doug Collins? Anybody else in charge? Paul Cox says, oh, yeah, I see a ton of lawsuits. And let's be honest, the VA can't even manage their money, but they want to manage people being in unions. They can't tell you how much money they wasted giving bonuses to who? The upper echelon that wasn't in unions. Huh? But now you want to regulate the time people get seen. Yeah, you're supposed to be able to see your people at work. They're not sitting around all day talking to union representatives. Oh man, this is looking bad. Family, y'all done good. We at 2 hours and 47 minutes. We got over that information. Now, it took me 10 hours to do it. I mentioned that 4 or 5 times, but I want to bring y'all quality. Now, we want to hear from you, family. This is the after party. Any other statements, concerns, let us know. Now, feedback, reviews, opinions, comments, any new ideas y'all want, fam, let us know. You know, based on what we talked about, that y'all like to talk about in the future. Now, what's the weather like where you're at? Let us know.